discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Fat Nasty Nerd Run-Throughs, and this time we're doing a no run-through review of Memoir 44 by Days of Wonder. In Memoir 44, you and another player, it's a two-player game, hand play up to 4, but it's one of those things where it's really a two-player game. You go through a bunch of scenarios depicting battles that actually happened in real life with, you know, very, very clear winners. And you recreate these in a board game, you know, strategy type setting, kind of like a what-if scenario. And the reason why that this is a no run-through review instead of an actual run-through is because I did not like this game at all. Like I don't hate it. I don't think it would make my top, like if I did a top 10 games I hate again. I don't think it would make the list. It might be an honorable mention. And this is a difficult one for me to do. One, because I only hear good things about this. So whenever I first played it, I played just the tutorial, the very first scenario, with another friend, and we played it, and it did not click for us at all. Like, we were just we were bored with it, and we were pissed off the entire game. And then it had an obvious winner. And so we were like, okay, this is obviously a shitty game. Well, I was like, okay, you know, maybe it was just the tutorial because it could just be, oh, here's just the mechanics of the game. The real meat is in like the advanced or the further scenarios. So we did a few of those. Same exact feelings. Like nothing really changed about it. And okay, so so a lot of people praise this game. They think it's extremely thematic. They think that it's extremely tactical and strategic. That you feel like you actually were in the battle. You feel like that. Oh my God, this is exactly how it happened. Yes. Okay. So with that, let's just take the theme and the battles that happened and all that. And whenever you're recreating those scenarios, it's like. It's almost like, what's the point, kind of? So if in a certain battle that the Nazis won the battle, and it's like, if you want to say that's thematic, then it's almost like, what's the point of playing it because the Nazis are going to win? And it's no longer that what-if scenario, like, oh, what if this happened in the battle? It's like, oh, what if that did happen, and the results are still the same? It was just done a different way. To me, that didn't make a whole lot of sense. It's like, if it's so grounded in theme, just read the history that comes in the book, in the scenario book, and be like, oh, okay, that was pretty cool, and then put it back up. There's no reason to actually play the scenario whenever you're looking at your opponent and you're like, huh, the Nazis won. Oh, it's because they have, you know, 10 times as many people as I do. Interesting. And I'm gonna lose. So it's almost like one person is sitting there like, what's the point? If you want to sit there and say, well, it's a what-if scenario, the Nazis could have lost, that's fine. Or the Allied could have lost. Either one. That's perfectly fine. I will actually dismiss my argument on that one, because a game like War of the Ring, for example, is one where it's a what-if kind of game, except it's harder for the heroes to win, but they can. And I feel like it's done a little bit better in War of the Ring, to where, like, yes, okay, what if, you know, all these people broke apart and they helped allies and then they helped fight and they reinforced and they did all that. That's more of a what-if scenario because it's fictional. Like, it didn't actually happen. This one, all the stuff actually did happen, so you're playing a scenario where there's actual historical context behind it. Which is cool. Like, that's the thing. It's really, really cool to recreate these battles and actually set it up and be like, oh man, yeah, this is kind of intense. And seeing the outcome, even though it's kind of weighed in the favor of the victor of the actual battle. But that's fine. What if the Allied beat the Nazis in this particular battle? That's cool. Okay, so let's go on to the things that I really, really, really dislike about this game. And I want to say originally it was a mindset thing, and that's why we played it again. Because the first game, I was so kind of caught off guard. I thought I knew, like, this element, and I'll get to it in a sec, but I thought I knew this element, didn't really expect it to actually be so heavily involved. So whenever my second game I played, I was like totally like ready for it, and my feelings were still the same. And that is, this game is luck. It is absolutely lucky the entire game, and it wouldn't be so bad. Yes, so every combat and almost everything you do almost is revolved around dice, and that's fine. Because in games and board games, dice happen. They can go your favor one game, and you'll love the game. They'll go against you the other, and you'll hate it. It's one of those things, and that's okay. Because even if you're watching me play or I'm playing and I'm pissed off because the dice suck, after the game I will be fine. But during the game, why would I be happy if things are just you're not smarter than me, you're not more strategic than I am. If you just got lucky, like better dice rolls, that's just not how anything works. So in a game that's supposed to be so strategic, when everything you do is like, okay, I have 10 times as many people as you, I missed every single attack. Cool, my strategy is perfect, I'm doing everything right, and oh, that sucks that you get every hit you need and I don't get any. It's not like I had to outthink you or you had to outthink me, and it's like, oh my god, I didn't expect you to do that. Shit, I didn't plan for that, so that's why you're winning. No, it's, yeah, man, look at all these hits I'm getting. Oh, they all died? Yep, I win. No, but fine. Dice happen. Let's also dismiss that one. What really bugs me about this game is that there is one deck of cards that you and the other person share, and there's really powerful cards in here, and these cards are what bring you to play the game. It's a very card-driven game. Hand management, which I do like. I like the hand management, but it's how the board is broken up into 3 sectors, left, middle, right, and these cards that you draw, I'll tell you who you can order. It's like, order 2 units from the left flank. It's like, okay, so you pick those, and then you order those, and then some, and then they vary. It's one deck that you share, so the entire game, not only are you getting, it's luck based on the dice, it's luck based on the cards you draw as well. If you really need to order your right unit, you better pray to fucking God that you get the cards to do that. And that bugs me so much. Like, if the dice were there, I'd be like, okay, yeah, that sucks. But if you had action points, or you had, action points to spend, and like moving units cost more, or you had just standard actions that you all can do, and you get and that would be perfectly fine. I would actually keep this game. But the fact that everything you do is revolved around dice and a deck of cards and hope that you get what you need. And not only that, they're strewn throughout this deck, which is it's not like divided up evenly. It's just one deck that you shuffle and then hope you get what you want. Strewn in are, very powerful cards that you could never get. Your opponent could just draw all of them. And then, like, you're just getting attacked, and you just have your shitty regular movement and attack and hope that you have the right. Because the second game I played, I lost because all he had to do was like kill a unit of tanks, and I couldn't move him. So he was getting all the right cards to move his people up and attack, and I couldn't do anything about it. That's not strategic. That's not thematic in any way, because your orders are, you're not some like dumbass that's like, oh, the left side's way more important. There's nothing happening over there. Still going to focus on the left side. That doesn't make any sense to me. And the person who was like, oh, this game is amazing, that I've been talking to, he was like, well, it's all about hand management. Okay, fair enough. Yes, if you technically know that the deck can screw you, you'll hold on to cards that you may need later. Okay, except like it's kind of like those in games whenever there's like a certain power that you have. Like take Pandemic for example. You have an event card that you're like, okay, we can use this right now and it'll help us right now, but there could be a time where it's way more important. You can't predict that. You can hope and be lucky that, oh, thank God we held on to this card. But that's luck and that's hoping, and I don't like that. So like it's kind of like, okay, if I had moved the right unit multiple times, it's just I couldn't do it whenever I needed to because I needed to move them earlier in the game. The fact that The hand management part is completely mute, in my opinion. It's just, you better hope you get the dice you need, and you better hope you get the cards you need. And more importantly, you better hope you get the cards you need so you can then roll the dice you need and get the results you need to win the game. So, no, it's too skewed in what was portrayed as a very thematic and strategic game, when in all reality, you and the other person are sitting there and rolling dice and hoping that you win. I could not do it. It was not for me in any way, which is a shame because I have a bunch of expansions for this. Luckily, someone wants it way more than I do. And the fix that I've heard to this game is, oh, just buy another base copy, so spend 40, 50 bucks for a second deck of cards. So I'm not going to do that because I'm not spending 50 bucks for a goddamn deck of cards. And even then, that doesn't fix the problem. Because, yes, now it's... Okay, the results are still the same. Now you have your deck of cards, okay, yay, and your opponent has their deck of cards. Same deck of cards, shuffled completely different, so it doesn't matter that, oh, hey, we're drawing from the same deck, I'm not getting what I want, you are. It's the exact same. He could have his own deck of cards that he's getting everything he wants, while I'm getting it's the same. It's the same, and I don't like that. I don't like that whenever I play a card that's like an airborne strike and I pick some people, I roll dice, I'm like, oh, I killed all your people because I didn't feel like I did anything to deserve that. And I like strategy games to have a sense of, strategy and like actual thinking to them, and like, okay, if I do this, he might do that, and I want to come with, like, if this was more tactical like that, where I'm thinking, okay, if I move my people, he can come down here, that means I can flank them, and I'll catch them off guard. There was none of that. There was just, I moved up and rolled dice and missed, and you just killed them because I moved them up. There's really nothing to it. And it's a shame because I've heard a lot of good things about this game, and hence why I bought it. And I was like, oh, this is right up my alley. It's not at all, not even a little bit. Like, it looks cool whenever you're setting up the board and all the terrain tiles and all the army. You're like, this is gonna, oh yeah. Looking at it seems like it's gonna be a lot of fun. Like, you're gonna be like, oh my god, I have a shit ton of tanks. I'm gonna kick your ass. It doesn't feel that way at all, because you can have a unit of 4 tanks move up next to one guy, like one unit, because the number of people doesn't determine the number of dice you roll. They're always a unit. So the infantry people will always roll the certain amount of dice regardless. They start with 3, I believe, or no, 4 in an area. And if you had one guy in that hex, they'd still roll the same amount of dice. So that doesn't make sense either. And it's just like, I could roll up 4 fucking tanks next to him, attack him, miss. Okay, fine, thematically. He hid. Okay. And he comes in, rolls 3 dice for some reason. Still, it's like one person is just as strong, and blow up a tank. It's like, that doesn't, like, because the grenade results are wild and they hit everything. Or they roll a flag and make your guys retreat. It's like, really? The one infantry guy made my legion of tanks retreat. Okay. Oh, and now you get to keep advancing and I don't get to move them, so you're just going to pick them off because you're getting the results. It's like, no, this was not for me at all. I have no interest in ever playing this again, and I have no interest in playing any of the expansions, hence why I'm getting rid of all of it. If I had to rank this out of 10, obviously 10 being perfect, 5 average, and 1 being complete shit, it's not a 1 because I see the potential. That's the thing, is when the games I give low ratings are games that I would rather see every copy burned at a game burning that I'm organizing for some religion that I've now created on hating games. Actually, that's not a bad idea. I can probably make a lot of money that way. Anyway, so it's not a 1. For my personal taste, I'd probably give it a 4. I think it's below average. I really did not like this game for what it was, and it could be completely how it was described to me and portrayed to me. And unfortunately, that goes a long way in board games. So I did not enjoy it. The person I played with also did not enjoy it. I'm not just making like making stuff up. He really didn't like it. I forced him to play the second game because he did not like the first one. The first one was you had to the allied units had to actually come up and advance on a bridge, and you have to get like 4 unit kills. So if you kill everyone in a hex, you take one of them, place it, and then there's usually a certain number of those to have you win. So he had 2 on me, and we need to get to 4. And I finally got to 2, because he was the Nazis behind sandbags, which reduce dice and all that, but if they move, the sandbags go away for some reason. They just disappear or obliterate. I don't know. How I won was I just happened to, move. I had 2 kills, he had 2 kills, and I moved my unit onto a bridge. And if you had your people on the bridge, that counted as 2, so I won that way. And it was just so anticlimactic. It was just, honestly, you just move on the bridge and win. Yep, that was it, I won. So, haha, you suck. Like, yeah, I know you can have prevented that. I mean, he kind of could have. He could have just kept his people there, but, I mean, that's not the point. So, I'm probably going to give it a 4 out of 10. Not for me at all, but I've been proven wrong before. And who knows, maybe years later, someone will be like, you have to try it again, and I'll love it. I don't know. I doubt it. I highly doubt it. But that's Memoir 44. Let me know what you think of this game in the comments below, and we can have a nice, friendly discussion or debate on this game. Friendly. But other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you want to support us, you can go ahead and click that link to go to my Patreon account. If you have any suggestions, you can go ahead and click the link in the show notes below to go to my Board Game Geek list. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.